Two people are doing the exact same back squat, but only one of them is training functionally. The other, they're just hammering their quads on leg day. And that single difference, movement versus muscle, could be the reason one ends up stronger, more athletic, and injury-free, while the other winds up with nagging joint pain and plateaus. Most people are stuck in an outdated framework. They train body parts, chest day, leg day, back day. But your body doesn't move in isolated parts. It moves in patterns. So today we're breaking down the real difference between traditional and functional training, what it means, why it matters, and how one simple shift in your thinking can change the way your body performs and feels for life. Traditional training is muscle focused. You organize your workouts around body parts, chest, back, arms, legs. A back squat, that's leg day. It's for quads and glutes. A bench press, that's chest and triceps. It's about isolating muscles and loading them up. That's where things like split routines, supersets, and machines come in. Functional training is different. It's movement focused. You organize your workouts around movement patterns. Squat, hinge, lunge, push, pull, carry, rotate. A back squat is part of the squat pattern, not leg day. A bench press becomes a horizontal push. Same lift, different intent. The difference isn't the exercises. It's the lens you're looking through. Traditional training asks, what muscle am I hitting? Functional training asks, what movement am I training? That's the shift. Traditional training works. It builds muscle, it builds force, but your body doesn't function in isolated pieces. It functions as a system. And when you ignore that, things start to break down. This isn't just my opinion. There's research behind it. A meta-analysis in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research found that traditional hypertrophy programs improve muscle size, but don't significantly improve neuromuscular coordination or balance. Translation, you're bigger, but not necessarily better at moving. That's because traditional training emphasizes linear, bilateral, single plane movement, usually in controlled, stable conditions. Leg press, chest fly, preacher curls, same angles, same tissues, day after day. Over 70% of gym-related overuse injuries come from repetitive stress on the same joints, especially shoulders, knees, and lower backs. That's from Clinical Biomechanics in 2019. You can bench 3 plates, but can you stabilize your shoulder in a loaded reach? You can leg press 6 plates, but can your hip handle a single leg deceleration? Force without control is a liability. You're strong, but fragile, and your body eventually lets you know. So how do you build strength that actually holds up under stress? You train movement, not just muscle. Movement-based training teaches your body to work as a unit, how it's designed to. Joints stay stacked, stabilizers stay active, force transfers efficiently, and your nervous system stays online under load. Research from applied physiology shows that movement-focused training creates stronger neural pathways and more joint-specific control than isolated strength work. You're not just building muscle, you're building movement literacy, and that coordination, it protects you, because when joint control breaks down, even if your strength doesn't, injury risk shoots up over 40%. Functional training closes that gap. It builds strength through variability, it builds control through chaos, it builds tissue tolerance where real life actually happens. You don't just get stronger, you get more resilient. I didn't always train this way. When I first started lifting, I followed the Arnold encyclopedia. Straight up bodybuilding. Chest day, leg day, arms before the weekend. And yes, I got big, but everything hurt all of the time. I had biceps tendonitis in my elbows, shoulder pain every time I pressed, my knees constantly hurt, and I couldn't handle simple positions like just sitting on my knees. I pushed through it for years because I thought that's what training was. If all of the bodybuilders were doing it, heck, if Arnold was doing it, then it must be right. But eventually I realized it wasn't the lifts, it was the framework. So I stopped writing workouts around muscles and started writing them around movements. Squat patterns instead of quad days, horizontal push instead of chest day, scapular control, tempo, rotation, stuff I had completely ignored. My body felt better almost immediately, I moved better, I recovered faster, and I got much stronger because I wasn't always hurt. That shift from muscle to movement is what made all the difference. So here's the bottom line. You don't need new exercises, you need a better lens. A back squat can be a quad dominant leg day lift, or it can be a movement pattern that builds full body coordination. A bench press can be about pecs, or it can be a horizontal push built on core tension and scapular control. The difference isn't necessarily the exercise, it's the intent. Are you training a muscle or are you training a movement? Train movement, load it intelligently, and build strength that actually transfers to sport, to life, and to everything that matters. Because strength without function, that's just weight on paper. But strength with movement, that's a body that lasts. If you're ready to train with that mindset, hit subscribe. We break it down right here every week.